Hello everyone and welcome back to part 5 of week 2's 20 and 20 challenge. I know that normally I start with some face cam, but Jeffrey was kind enough to create an optimization list for the last episode, so for part 4. So I thought that I would start by just scrolling through this for you guys so that if you wanted to implement these changes now, you can. I'll probably come back to this and implement these changes myself in a future video, but right now I'm really trying to get to the production aspect of the project. So I'm putting these fixes on the back burner. So what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to just add in the shopping cart and the ordering system. We're not styling it. It's, as far as I can tell, it's a 30-minute video. Again, once I edit out the dead spots and the retakes, it might go down. I don't really remember. But I'm trying to keep these around 30 minutes, and I'm trying to get to the production video this morning. Like it's 3 a.m. right now, so you can kind of see the pace that I'm going for here. So if I finish editing this and uploading this by like 5, I should have production up today, hopefully. And then we can start worrying about week 3 or whatever. But I just wanted to scroll through this so that you guys had a chance to see all of these changes and fixes. And I'll just scroll down a little bit faster because there is a little bit more here before we get to the main video. I just wanted to add that we're not doing Stripe in this part. We're actually going to do the production video first, and then we'll do the Stripe video. That way we can do the production first in case other people are interested in doing different payment options. Everyone's interested in deploying to production, but some people might want to use PayPal instead of Stripe. So that's sort of my logic here for changing the order around. So I do apologize for that, but let's go ahead and let's get to the code. Okay, so for this one, we're going to be starting off in the controllers, and we'll try to set up all the controllers before we move on to the views, just so that we can, go down the list, because there are quite a few files that I have to go over here. The first thing that it looks like we're going to need is we're going to have to generate a few controllers, so we're going to say Rails G controller, and we need a cart, and it looks like this cart needs a show action, so we'll generate that. The next thing we need is a Rails G controller order_items controller, and this needs a create action, an update action, a destroy action, and the last one we need is the products controller, but of course we already have the products, so that part is done. Let's go ahead and let's just pop into the first one. So let's take a peek inside of the application controller. And in here, all we want to do is include application helper. Then we can save that. Next, we come into the cart controller. And I'm actually going to full screen this because we're probably going to be in here for a while. We're going to say at OrderItems is equal to the current underscore order .order_items. Next, we need to come into the menu controller, and we have at products equals product.all. The other thing we need in here is at order_item equals current _order .order_items.new. Next, we'll come into the OrderItems controller, and we'll say at order equals the current _order at order_item equals at order.order_items.new order_params. Then we'll say at order.save, and then we want to set the session order_id equal to at order.id. Next, we want to come down to the update. We'll say at order equals current _order. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, let's come down here and let's create a private. And we'll say def order_params end. And then in here, we'll do params.require. And we're going to require an order_item. And then we're going to permit a product ID and a quantity. But the other thing we're going to do in here is we're going to say set order. So we'll say def set order end. And then in here, what we'll do is we'll say at order equals current _order. Okay, and now we'll do the before actions like we normally do. So we'll come up here and we'll just say before action set _order. Now let's come back down to, well, first in the create, we can get rid of this @order. And then in the update, we can do the same. And then we'll say @order_item equals @order_items.find, and then we'll find it by the params ID. Next, we'll do @order_item.update_attributes order_params. And the last bit is @order_items equals the current_order.order_items. So a lot of this is going to be logic where we're sort of creating the order item and we're creating it and we're creating like a child of the @order, and we're just trying to establish some sort of logical flow where we have like an overarching order. The order has many order items, and like products and order items go hand in hand, and we're just trying to like link all of this stuff together in a way where eventually we have a cart page with a bunch of order items, and the order items correspond with the products, which are the entrees that are on the menu page, if all of that makes sense. But we're going to do the destroy next, and maybe once we get a little bit further in, this will start to make a bit more sense. But for right now, there's really not a lot to say because it's kind of the same thing for every one of these controllers. We'll do @order_item equals @order.order_items.find, and then params ID. So we could also move this down here and then do like the before action, but only for these two, or except for the create. But you know, this should also be fine. We're going to say @orderItem.destroy, and then @order_items equals current_order.order_items. So we have our order items assigned again after we've destroyed it. So the next thing we got to do is let's come into the order item model, and we need to do two things. So we need to start with a before_save, and we're going to set unit price, and then we're going to do a before_save and set total price _total. The next thing we'll do is we'll define this unit_price, and then we'll say if there is a record, so if persisted question mark, then self unit_price, else product.price, and we can come down here and we'll say def total, and the total is going to, so ideally we would say return unit_price times the quantity. So your total is equal to your unit price times the number of units that you're buying. And then down here we'll say private def set_unit price, and then in here we just want to say self, and then unit_price is equal to the unit_price. If you've ever used a shopping cart before, you've probably realized that a lot of it is session based. You're not necessarily going to be saving these things onto like your account so you can log back in later and see your same like current order going on. Usually gets put into like an archived system for like past order history or something. That way you don't accidentally open up Amazon and like buy that grand piano that you put in your shopping cart last night. That probably wouldn't be ideal if you're just looking for some toilet paper. But I mean, these days, the price difference between toilet paper and a grand piano is probably not that extreme. So here we're going to say self, and total is the parameter, and then we're going to say total times quantity. Next, we're going to come into order.rb, and we're going to create a couple things in here. So we'll start by saying an order has many order_items. And before_save, we'll set subtotal. So first, let's define subtotal. Define subtotal. And in here, we say order_items.collect. And then we just want to create this short little function snippet where we say order item. And then if the order_item.valid, question mark. So we're doing a ternary here, which we've covered, I think, in a past video, so I should be okay to not discuss what ternaries are. So if the order item is valid, then we want the order item.unit underscore price times the order underscore item dot quantity. And if it's not valid, then just return 0, and we want to sum all of this. So that gives you the subtotal. And then we just have to create a private and def set subtotal. And then in here we just say self subtotal is equal to subtotal. Next we can come into product.rb. And for this one, we just have to say this has many order underscore items. Next, let's come into the shopping cart show. So let's clear this out. We'll start with a ID of cart hyphen item. And I guess this is the part of the video where I mentioned that if you're interested in how I'm doing this with the tab completion to create the divs, you can go into File, Preferences, Settings. You can search for Emmet, so E-M-M-E-T. Scroll down and enable tab expansion. I will have a link in a card to a playlist where we set up the Windows SL2 and Visual Studio Code for working with Rails on Windows 10. But inside here, we're going to say render, and we're just going to render cart underscore items. So we're using this div right here for some JavaScript magic, and we're rendering our cart items inside of that. So for this, we need to create this partial. So we'll create a new file under cart. Say underscore cart underscore items.html.erb. In here, we'll say at order underscore items.each do item. And then we'll close this. And then we'll say, we want a h3. So inside this h3, we'll just do a quick item.product.name. And then we'll do another h3 where we have item.product.price. Then we want a form underscore width and model of item, and we'll say do f end. And then in here, what we need is a f.hidden underscore field for the product underscore ID. We'll give this a value of item.product.id. We'll also do a f.number underscore field of quantity and a value of item.quantity.to underscore I. And then we'll just say f.submit, and we'll say update cart. And then below that, we'll say link to remove items, comma, item. So we're linking to the same path as the get, but here we have the item just being passed, and to change it to a delete, we just say method delete, similar to how we do it inside of the Bootstrap navbar and other videos. It's just a way to change it from a get to a, destroy all humans method. And then below this, we have a h2, and we just say subtotal. And then inside that, we say item.total. And then below all this, we have a h3, which will tab complete. And we say your current order has a total of current underscore order dot subtotal. So that takes care of the cart items. Let's now go back to the show page. So we'll create a HR, and then down here is where we do the Stripe checkout. Next, let's come into the menu and the index page. And then in here, we need to go into this menu products. So let's come into the products partial. And then in here, where we have this product price, etc., we'll just do a, I guess we can just paste this in. So we'll just say we need a form with the model, and the model is an at order underscore item, and we'll say do f. And then here we need a f dot hidden underscore field for the product underscore ID with a value of product.id. We then need a f.number underscore field for the quantity, and we'll give that a default value of 1 and a min of 1. And then we'll say f.submit, add to cart. And then I think that does it for the menu. Next, let's come into the order items. And in here, we need to create, or we need to change all of these to a .js.erb. So let's do .js.erb. Do the same for this one, .js.erb, and then for this one, it'll be .js.erb. And then let's move over to the create. For this, all we need to do is say, get the cart, set the HTML of the cart to be a JRender for the cart/cart. So this means we need this cart partial. So let's come over here to the cart and create a new file. We'll say _cart.html.erb. And then here we want a link to current _order.order_items.size. Items with a value of $current _order.subtotal. And then we say comma cart _path. So that takes care of the cart.html.erb. Next we can come over to the create.js.erb again, and I'll save this. So this should be good now. Let's close the create.js. Next, let's come into the destroy.js.erb. And for this one, we need to also grab the cart. We'll set the HTML of the cart to be another JRender for the cart/cart. Just like that. But then we also have to grab the cart-item, set the HTML to be a JRender for the cart/cart_items. And then we can save that. The last one we have to do is the update cart. And for this, let's come over to update, and we can largely paste in what we had inside of the destroy.js.erb. So if we just save this and save the update cart, now if we come down to config and routes.rb, let's change these order items to be a resources for the order_items. And then let's change this to get cart to the cart show action. So now let me move this over here, and I guess let me start the server and we'll see what the damage is. Okay, so the first thing we're running into is no current order, and I think this might be because I didn't create the application helper. So let's come into our helpers folder. Where is it? Helpers, application helper. And inside of here, let me just full screen this so you guys can see it. We need to do def current _order. And we need to say, we need to use find by ID to avoid potential errors, because order.find has the potential to not work if you want to like .nil something to check if it's nil, but find by ID will work. So we're going to say if order.find _by _ID session order _ID .nil, then create a new order. Else an order exists, so then we say order.find _by _ID for the session order _ID. Then we could say end, and save it. And hopefully this gets rid of this error and moves us on to a different one. Yep, and right here I can see we don't have a colon by min in the menu controller index. So let's come down to the products partial, I think, and create, or type a colon after min. So that should fix that error. And now it looks like the page is loading and we have some sort of form here. So let's see if we can add, like, I don't know, 5 of this pizza to the cart. And down here I saw some green text, so this did get added to a cart. So now what happens if I go to /cart? So if I come to the cart, we have 5 items in the cart with a subtotal of $59.95. So just to check that real quick, 5 times 11.99 is obviously going to give you 59.99. So we can remove this. Okay, so we are running into an issue with the remove items right here. Oh, whoops, right here. Inside of the order_items_controller, I did a typo. So this should be params ID. So let's come back over to the cart and hit remove item. And now the item has been removed from the cart, and we can come back to the menu. And we can add like 5 of these pizzas to the menu. Let's add like 2 pastas. And let's add, I don't know, 13 ice creams, I guess. And then we'll go to the cart real quick, and we'll see we have the 5 pizzas, 2 pastas, 13 ice creams, which gives us a total of $114.85. And then, you know, down here is where you would add in the Stripe checkout. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. Like I said, we're not really focusing on styling right now. We can come back and do the styling, but I really want to get to the production part for the people that are maybe following along with this series to help out someone who's struggling because of the current, you know, epidemic plaguing the world. Sort of end of the world scenario there. So it kind of takes precedence over some CSS. No offense to the front end designers out there. But yeah, if this video helped, then remember to like it. If this video didn't help, then remember to dislike it so other people aren't subjected to it. And I will see you guys in part 6, where we finally deploy this beast to production. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.